It happens that we do some things in life that we regret bitterly. However, just as often we regret things that, on the contrary, we never did. Even though we thought about doing them, and maybe even tried a little. In this article we'll look at 5 principles that will change your life. And the last one is probably the most important one. In general, there will probably be people who will say that you can do without them. But, one way or another, each of us wants to live better in every sense of the word. Try to understand these principles. If you can put at least some of them into practice, you will inevitably see positive changes in your daily reality. The first principle of life is to utilize your best years. If you ask a 20-year-old young man what he considers the best years of his life, he will probably say the current moment. A 30-year-old person, too, might still say that his best years are right now, when he is 30. But at 50 and beyond, a person is more and more inclined to say that his best years are behind him. Of course, this is a subjective thing, and I am still close to the idea that the best time, regardless of age, is now. However, the importance of this principle is that if you waste your golden years, you will regret it bitterly later. Realizing this simple thought will help you think seriously about what you are living for and how to prioritize your life. Some people spend their youth in pursuit of wealth, and then regret that they did not create a family. Another created a family but couldn't keep it because he didn't have higher values. A third had higher values but lost his family, friends and health because the values were false. The second principle of life says to be grateful and enjoy life. Being able to enjoy life is not about do what you want and be what you will or take everything from life. It is about a quite conscious approach to enjoying life in all its little details. You are awake today and someone else is not. You can go to work and someone cannot walk because they have no legs. You have enough food to satisfy your hunger and even enjoy some treats, while someone survives literally in animal conditions since childhood. In other words, try to look at your life from a different angle. Don't look for reasons to be dissatisfied, although it is very easy to do so. Try to find a reason for gratitude and enjoyment. Many prominent people have said that one of the main principles of life is to be thankful for what you have. Of course, in this day and age of Instagram life full of pretense and false success, it can sometimes be hard to focus on the positive little things that surround us. We inadvertently compare ourselves to the fake images of supposedly successful friends and acquaintances whose lives are full of success and prosperity on Instagram. And only there. A person with a developed mentality understands this well and knows how to focus on the pleasant moments of their life, and be grateful for it. The third principle of life is that you need to choose your social circle. A wise man once said, "Whoever socializes with the wise will be wise, and whoever makes friends with the foolish will get into trouble." It turns out that our social circle has a tremendous impact on our lives. Recently, the topics of so-called toxicity of relationships have become popular on the internet. And it's no accident. We all influence each other in one way or another. And if your social circle is lazy, envious and always dissatisfied people, sooner or later you will become such. But start socializing with initiative, friendly and active people, you will definitely notice how your life will change for the better. So, if you see that your friends or acquaintances, with whom you regularly spend time, are dragging you down, suppressing high aspirations and in general negatively affecting you, it is better to refrain from such relationships. Of course, changing your social circle is not easy, and it takes strong determination and healthy self-confidence. The fourth principle of life is to take advantage of opportunities. Surprisingly enough, many people don't take advantage of the limitless opportunities that modern civilization provides. Take the internet, for example. Think about the fact that some 50 years ago, information was so limited that it's hard to even imagine. But it was at that time that people avidly read and studied everything that was available. Nowadays, when almost any information is just a mouse click away, we are degenerating and the general level of education is falling rapidly. Perhaps this is because an overabundance of choices makes it difficult to choose. Offer a child a choice of 2 candies, and he will very quickly decide what to take. But offer him 5 candies, and the difficulty of choice increases dramatically. I often like to say that the brain is probably the laziest organ of the human body. Therefore, in order for it to develop, you need to force it to activity. Of course, every coin has a flip side, but think about how often you use the internet not for procrastination, but for something constructive and creative. Whenever you pick up your phone or turn on your computer, make a choice in favor of development, and you will see that modern opportunities have tremendous potential. Also, if you missed important moments in your life yesterday, do not waste time on useless regrets, take advantage of opportunities today. The last, 5th principle that we will consider with you is the skill of forgiveness. This is a skill that needs to be learned throughout your life. After all, the problem of forgiveness has always faced humans. You were unjustly offended, someone deliberately harmed you, a close person decided to assert himself by belittling you. Such things can be listed endlessly, and if you do not learn to forgive, your offenses will accumulate every day. The humanity owed to you does nothing to redeem itself, and the debt keeps growing. Now think about the fact that while you are wasting your life on resentments, time is irretrievably running out. And more often than not, we take offense at things that are generally not worth paying attention to. No matter with whom you have a conflict, with your parents, with your husband, with your wife or children, with friends or colleagues at work. If it happened, do not nurse a grudge, but think about how to forgive so that the conflict is resolved. After all, by taking offense, you are hurting yourself first and foremost. You should also realize that forgiveness is not something that is earned. It is given as a gift. Without realizing it, many people nurse a grudge for years, saying that they would forgive, but no one asks for forgiveness from them. Imagine for a second the bitterness of realization and the depth of regret when a loved one you resented for something suddenly dies. And here you stand and realize that years of life have been wasted on senseless and petty grudges, and nothing can be changed. This is exactly the moment that should, in the words of the classic, make us shudder soberly. And then, if you learn to forgive and let go of grudges, you'll just have a much easier life. Remember that the ability to forgive is a characteristic of a strong person and a sign of a mature personality. If you at least think about how important it is, then this article will not be in vain.